Shang Tsung?
Sent here by you, as it happens.
All words you utter are lies.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Zero here. So basically I wanted to talk to you guys today about who has the most overpowered throws in the game. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright guys, so Liu Kang has overpowered throws, and the reason why I consider Liu Kang as number one with the most overpowered throws in the entire game is because, one, he gets a crushing blow on his forward throw, but not only that, his forward throw actually knocks you back really far to where he can start up his zoning game, which can be really annoying. And not only that, if you're trying to get in on him, this is what's going to happen. And then he can get whatever type of fancy ass combo that he wants on you, or whatever the case may be. And this causes a serious dilemma for you, because you're now you're like, fuck, dude, like I can't even get in on this dude. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of be very careful, because then he can do this parry on you, and then he can restand your shit and do whatever the fuck he's trying to do to you. His other overpowered ass throw is this one. Now this one is more overpowered than his first throw. The reason why is because if you wake up and he has access to a crushing blow with his parry, right, because you woke up and he didn't waste it, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna take pretty much 60%, just because you made one wrong read, right? And you know what? Some of you guys are probably feeling a little perplexed and probably trying to figure out, like, well, what do you mean by that, yo? Like, well, what I mean by that is that if he has his crushing blow activated for his bicycle kicks, which technically he doesn't even need, because he can get like 51% easily off of one bar. So let's see here. This is what's going to happen to you, okay? And this causes a serious dilemma. Not only that, if he knocks you down, hold on, let me turn Shang Tsung off of that. So if he knocks you down, this creates a 50-50 situation with his throw that he can actually do to you, right? Not only that, he can start up and jump up with like his hit or whatever and get really plus on block, or he can just jump in with this, because you're gonna respect it so much because you don't know what to do. You're afraid of his fucking parry, right? And this starts up this. It also starts up his plus string. Okay, so this creates a serious dilemma for the fucking opponent, and this is the reason why I say Liu Kang has the most overpowered throw in the entire fucking game, because of that fucking parry, okay, and because he can make himself super plus on block, right? And like I said, Liu Kang does not need, all he needs to do is waste one bar meter. That's all he needs to do. That's all he needs to do, because he gets crazy amounts of damage as it is. 47%, easy 47% off of a bogus ass crushing blow that does unbelievable amounts of damage because he parried you. So like I said, this is the reason why I say Liu Kang is number one. And now we're actually going to talk about Shang Tsung. Alright, so the reason why I got Shang Tsung on my list is because it's not because of his forward throw. I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't want people thinking it's because of his forward throw. I don't see a problem with his forward throw. I wish his forward throw would do only 10% damage, but that's just my opinion. But it's mainly revolving around this nigga's back throw. There are plenty of different reasons why I say this. It's because, first of all, this nigga gets 37% damage, which is fucking ridiculous. And majority of the characters in the game that have a crushing blow that does fatal blow damage, it's mainly 31%, which that's even ridiculous in itself. But he is actually going past that, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, he has two more combos that he can actually do. Instead of just doing that and wasting 2 bars, why waste 2 bars when you can just use 1 bar and pretty much do this? And now he is transformed into you, and he has a complete damage buff. But not only that, if he doesn't want to steal your soul or anything like that, he can do the same combo again, but this time he can actually knock your ass down like that, and then start up his zoning game and spacing you out. Or he can set up, what is that fucking move that he has? Yeah, he can set up this bullshit, or whatever that fuck that shit is, where it's pretty much a 50-50 situation going on here, or not a 50-50 situation, but like a mix-up situation, like an overhead low, and you gotta guess whether or not he's gonna amplify and shit. So yeah, this is my main beef with this throw of Shang Tsung's. But now we're actually going to talk about Shao Kahn. So the reason why I got Shao Kahn here is because if you make the correct punish and stuff like that, whether it's a get up punish or a reversal punish, Shao Kahn pops you up into the air for a combo, and he can do so much more damage than what Shang Tsung can. This nigga hits like a fucking truck, especially when he has his damage buff out. This is another thing that makes his throw overpowered, because if you pay close attention to Kano's health, he's taking 20%, and if he grabs your ass again, which more than likely that's probably going to happen if you allow him to, he literally just took that amount of health from you, and now you're gonna be like, yo, this fucking character though, you know what I'm saying? Now I get it, Shao Kahn is a low tier character, and I 100% get it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like, you know, he doesn't deserve it, but it's like, yo, this doesn't justify the fact that he can literally damn near kill my character off of one fucking touch. Like, I don't agree with that, right? So what I'm saying is that if you manage to meet the crushing blow requirements, right, literally this is what's going to happen to you. Not only that, if he has this out and he manages to get this on you, that is what, 27%, rinse and repeat, damn near 60%. So this is the reason why I say Shao Kahn has a really overpowered throw. His throw is pretty much suited for him if you think about it, because he is a boss character, you know what I'm saying? But it still doesn't justify the fact that if you punish me off of one touch, you can damn near kill my character off of one touch. I don't agree with that. I think that's really fucked up, that you can literally do that, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, he used 2 bars, he used the damage buff, but even without the damage buff, off of 1 bar he damn near got like 40-something%. Or he can get 40-something%. So, like I said, man, this is the reason why Shao Kahn's on this list as well. Not only that, I want you guys to actually watch these 2 combos that I came up with Shao Kahn. And then after that, we're going to talk about gears. Alright guys, so this is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, this nigga literally can start up a 50-50 with his throws. He can start up an Oki/meaty. Not only that, if he is close enough, he can actually whiff punish the opponent and get his crushing blowout, depending on what character he's going against. Now, against characters like Kotal Kahn, you can literally do this. If they have a short range of 3, you can literally do this every single time, which causes a serious dilemma. Not only that, this nigga has one of the most stupidest command throws in the entire game. This nigga literally is tackling your ass, and if he gets you correctly on the wall, that leads into a 30% punish or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If he manages to get like a tick throw on you and shit like that, or if he manages to punish you with this and then he manages to carry you to the fucking corner, this nigga carries you 50% towards the fucking corner, which is insane. Okay, and not only that, if you literally stay on the ground, like how should I put this, if you get knocked down by Gears, instead of him doing this shit, literally he could do this to you and then throw your ass right into the fucking corner where you don't want to be against Gears. Especially in this variation where you can set up like what is it, that time shit? Let me see what the fuck it is. Yeah, this is the right variation. The sand pillar, yeah, the fucking sand pillar. Yeah, and he sets that shit up in the corner, and then now you got to deal with the fucking command throw and shit like that. It's just a really fucked up situation to be in against Gears if he keeps throwing you and shit. So yeah, this is pretty much all I really had to say about Gears, and now we're gonna talk about Kano. All right, guys, so Kano is just like Liu Kang, but a tad bit different. Now, the thing about this is that Kano has 2 crushing blows on both of his throws. He can hit you with this one, and then he can back up and start up his zoning there, or he can hit you with this one, and this one gives him multiple fucking options, because if you decide not to wake up, guess what happens? You still have to deal with this, because if you block late, that's what's going to happen to you. And that's exactly what the requirement is if you, even if you press that block button, really late, it's still going to activate, right? So he can start up a 50-50 situation on you with an Oki slash meaty. He can literally do shit like this to you, right? Or, you know, literally he can hit you with this, and if you block late, guess what? 30%, and look where you're at. And now he's throwing projectiles at you and shit like that, trying to push you back towards the corner even more, or whatever the case may be, right? And like I said, if he does it like, hold on, let me get her somewhere. So like, if he does it like right here, right? I mean, that's a really far distance. That damn near, that's a lot of fucking space, bro, that he just created for himself. Like for real, like nigga, look, that's a lot of space, especially if he's mid-screen and he pushes you closer to the fucking corner. So now we're going to talk about the wake-up situations. The first one I'm going to talk about is actually his parry, right? So if you fuck around and you think he's going to press a button because he dashed in, which normally that's your natural reaction because you don't want him hitting you with it. So he hits you with the crushing blow, right? When a nigga hits you with the crushing blow, that's what's going to happen. And he's gonna throw a projectile, or he can hit you with a Kano ball, you know what I'm saying, and then do whatever he wants to do, right? So now you're like, okay, so he's probably gonna parry me, which sets up what, his 50-50 situation that I just showed you guys, right? So now you fuck around and you do this dumbass shit again, right? So you're doing it again because this time you think he's going to dash in and attack you. So he does that, like he does a shimmy. And what a shimmy is where you walk in and out like this to get the opponent to react to that. And when they react to it, because how should I put it? You're within throwing range, right? So they're obviously going to try and throw you, or they're going to try and down one you, right? So that gives you more than enough time to whiff punish them, right? So you do some shit like this with Kano, right? And you walk in, guess what? And she's taking dot damage as well, which means damage over time. So this causes a serious dilemma for the opponent, because now they have to make really good reads, which this is all a mind game. I'm just exposing the fact that, you know, these characters have some really dumb fucking crushing blow situations involving their throws, or their throws are just dumb as hell. But as you can clearly see, even if you block it, the nigga's only -4 on block. You understand what I'm saying? And then last but not least, right, you notice how this does dot damage as well, right? Now his command throw, if he amplifies this and he manages to if he amplifies this and he manages to get this out, you take dot damage, right? So you fuck around and you end up doing like a forward roll because you're trying to get out of that tough situation that you're in, right? So he dashes up, he catches your ass off guard, right? You try to roll again. Look at all the damage you are taking. Do you see the amount of damage you are taking, bro? If you fuck up one good time with an up 3, an up 2, or a forward roll, especially if he makes a really good read, that's a lot of damage, bro, that you cannot afford to take against this character, okay? And not only that, right? If he manages to only get this on you, you know what I'm saying? If he manages to get only this on you, literally, what's going to happen here is that let me just get this going real quick. He can back up and just start zoning your shit out, and if you look, every time he hits you, you're losing so much fucking health, you know what I'm saying? So, or he could just press you by dashing in. But this is all I really had to say about Kano, and now we're going to talk about Jackie Briggs. All right, guys, so Jackie Briggs, the reason why I got her here is because she's able to reverse your throw with an unblockable throw that you cannot avoid, which it only does 10%, and she wasted a bar meter, right? So you can't, so I highly recommend if you're maining Jackie Briggs that you don't constantly keep doing this, not unless you're trying to fish for the crushing blow. That's the only reason why I would do it. But other than that, I'll probably do it here and there. Like maybe like if I manage to get my crushing blow activated and I do it there, and then once I don't have my crushing blow no more, if I manage to tech the throw, then I'm probably not gonna waste a bar meter on that, right? So what's gonna happen here is that she can prevent you from doing that. So what this does is it actually charges up this move, right? And the same thing applies here, right? So this is really strong because if you see what Kano is, this grants her a hit advantage of 19 frames, which is more than enough to start up an Oki/meaty. She could literally grab you afterwards. Like she could do some shit like this, you know, with the back throw and keep you insanely close to her. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck up and she manages to whiff punish you, and she decides not to cash on the damage, but she's, you know, she decides to keep you close to her, she can do shit like that. You know, if she wants to cash that on damage or some shit, you know, like obviously, you know, she can do some shit like that. And if she has access for her crushing blow with this, you know what I'm saying? There is a combo where you can get 3 of these crushing blows out into 1. So like, let me see if I can get this. Hold on. Yeah, so she can pretty much do shit like that to you, and yeah, that's definitely not what you want to happen at all, especially going against Jackie Briggs, right? So yeah, she fucks around and my damn mic went out, but she fucks around and she ends up doing some shit like that to you, where she gets like 27% and she gets the hit advantage of 19 frames, and already she could pretty much do with that. But with that being said, I think the last character that I'm going to talk about is Nightwolf. And with that being said, let's get started on him. Alright guys, so the reason why I say Nightwolf has a really overpowered throw is because he can start up a Oki/meaty, aka a 50-50 situation, and he can start up a 50-50 situation with his throw, just like a good portion of the characters. But Baraka has overpowered throws because first of all, he gets 31% on both of his throws, which make no sense. The throws in this game are a tad bit ridiculous because they grant you too much damage, and if you make a mistake, then this gives them access to a crushing blow, which throws in this game are very scary in itself because they already do 14% damage, which that shit can add up, right? And you're going to be afraid to tech a throw in the right direction because you don't know if it's going to be the right direction, and you don't want the opponent to get you know, that free crushing blow, and obviously the opponent's going to fish for it. They're going to be like, okay, yeah, since I got it now I got to figure out how I'm going to get him and shit like that, you know. So anyway, Nightwolf is another character that has 2 crushing blows for his throws, which is funny because my nigga Johnny Cage don't have one, but it's whatever. So Nightwolf hits you with this, and this creates a 50-50 situation, not only with his throws, but his overhead and his poke. So this causes a serious dilemma for the opponent. And the last character I'm going to talk about is actually Scorpion and his forward throw, and there's a reason why I wanted to talk about that. So with that being said, let's get started on Scorpion. Alright guys, so the reason why I wanted to talk about Scorpion is because of his forward throw that leads into this crushing blow situation where he gets 21% plus the dot damage, right? But not only that, when he sits there and takes it upon himself to call out the damage buff, he gets 22%, and he actually has enough time to call out this again if you decide to delay your wake up. And I want you guys to pay close attention to Jax's life. So when Scorpion does this, he gets decent amount of chip damage, but when he does this, he can get substantial amount of chip damage. So in total, if he was to do this and you had like 10% health or 5% health, he could actually chip you out and kill you, right? So this is scary in itself. So he ends up grabbing you, right? And mind you, he can start up a 50-50 with this and all kinds of shit, right? So you get up because you delayed your wake up and you're still taking a lot of dot damage, right? So he ends up, he does this to you, right? You delay your wake up, so now you have no choice but to block, and now you're taking all this damage. Even though he's minus on block, he pretty much took 40% off of your health easily. I think that, yeah, that's close to 40%, or that is 40%. So now that's pretty much all I really had to say about Scorpion. Now I'm going to talk about Jax. Pretty self-explanatory with Jax. This individual has a really messed up command throw, and not only that, his forward throw gives him 33%, which is really annoying. And the reason why I have Scorpion on him tech rolling is because that's pretty much what he can set up, because Jax can actually advance forward with some type of Oki / medium on you, and if he catches you, you're gonna feel that, and it's gonna cause a serious problem. So let me see if I can get this actually. So he ends up cracking your neck, you know what I'm saying, and he catches you with this. And bada bing, bada boom, you take that. Or he has an option of, you know, doing the other one, which is, oh man, I forgot to shoot it out. Hold on. So then, you know, obviously he could just, you know, he could do that and then shoot out like the little rocket crap or whatever. You know, which is a classic move by him. But this is all I really had to say about majority of the cast that has these throws. Noob Sightbot is another one that has access to 2 crushing blows, I believe, that do 30%. Cabal has one that does 30%, yet Johnny Cage doesn't have one, which is ironic. Hell, I think the Collector even has one, but Johnny Cage don't have one, which don't make no sense. But anyway, this is all I really had to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think these throws should be nerfed? Because I highly believe they should be nerfed because it's kind of ridiculous. But with that being said, catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins. Flawless victory.